I'm xFreedom and I'm from Team Zenith. I've been playing Dota since 2006, around the 5.84C, and I played in competitions in Singapore, but I got knocked out in the first rounds and stuff. It was my own team with just a group of friends. Then I just disappeared and went to train and study and how to play like just pros in China. Like the time was LGD, was the ZSMJ and his team. They just dominated the whole SMM. Yeah, and then I went to form my own team last year and played for TJX. And then I played for SMM after that, and we lost in the top 16. Yeah, and then I was recruited by HY to join Zenith.
So you're quite well known in the local Dota scene within Asia. You've played for quite some time. This is going to be your first tournament outside of Asia. Do you think this will be the biggest tournament you've ever been to?
It's going to be one of the biggest, the biggest one I've ever been to, outside of Asia.
Do you ever feel that because you have so many good players in your team, that sometimes people overlook you? Do you think that XY, Loader, Ice, the other guys, do you think they get a bit more attention than you?
This kind of things, it's quite normal in a team, you know. It's always the supporters, it always doesn't get the attention. And only after they do like some big move, then they'll probably get the attention that they deserve.
Your previous team, before you joined Zenith, were very close to beating DK when they were arguably on their winning streak. Do you think that if you were to meet them this time with Zenith, that you guys have what it takes to beat them?
Yeah, definitely. Because my previous team, we didn't really have much training, and we were doing quite all the stupid mistakes, but we nearly beat them. Yeah, but I think around this time, there will be minimal mistakes and definitely have a chance of beating them.
When I spoke to HY, he said that that he's worried about the Singaporean Dota community. He says that he doesn't see many Dota tournaments going on anymore. Do you think there needs to be a Singaporean Dota community, or do you think Dota is global now, that there doesn't need to be a local community?
Dota is now globally, but in Singapore it's starting to die off slowly, like players going into national service and some focusing on their studies. There's not much quite left in the community, after Zenith, because we might have other things to do after the international, and slowly it will die off, and with not much players left in the scene in Singapore.
If you were to win a substantial amount of money at the international, have you been thinking about what you would do with it, or is that just in the back of your head?
Oh, I'm just going to save it for future use. You never know what you're going to need it for.
So you have no plans to maybe go on a holiday, maybe?
Maybe just a small trip around Asia. Yeah.
After coming to meet you today, near your home, you travelled quite far to go to the Razer training facility. Do you think that the training makes your journey worthwhile? Do you think you get something extra being able to train with the team all together?
Since traveling so far, I would definitely commit more than I usually do, despite the effort going there. And yeah.
What do you think of the blade? You've been playing with it, you've been taking it places at all. What's your general thoughts on it?
I think it's quite a good portable gaming laptop that, because usually gaming laptops are around 4 kg, while the Razer blade is around 2.2 or something. Yeah, it's very convenient.
So apart from playing Dota 2, do you have any hobbies or interests that you like to do in your free time?
Well, in my free time, I go to the gym, I go for jogs, I play Dota 1 and just Google games that are fun and try them out. Yeah.
If you could host a Dota 2 tournament anywhere in the world, and you get invited to play, and it's all the best teams in the world. Is there any country that you would like to visit, maybe to play Dota 2 for?
I would go to China because of the crowd over there, and it's really huge because it's been known for the largest fan base for Dota.
Did you ever think, like when you were younger playing Dota, you know, maybe with your friends, that one day you would be going and playing in a $1 million plus tournament? Did that thought ever come to your mind?
Well, yeah, that thought did came to my mind because I always had faith in the game that I knew it would be big because I've been playing it since I was a little boy, and people around just didn't have the faith and passion to keep playing the game. Well, I just continued playing all the way to the end.
Corrosive of the Razer Academy asks, do you think that support roles could compete? Sorry, do you think your support roles could compete with other professional supports like 820, Chisberg, Ice, and so on?
Yeah, I think I'm able to compete on the same level as them, as I've been watching replays all over the years. Over the years, mostly China replays, as they have been said to be the strongest in Dota.
KK, another fan from the Razer Academy, asks, generally people prefer to play the carry heroes because they get all the fame. How important is the support player, and do you think it requires more skill than a carry player?
Well, each role has, it requires a certain amount of skill, but it's about how good you are at that role. It's easy to play a farmer and it's easy to play a support, but how well can you play it is the question.
Have you tried any other MOBA games apart from Dota 1 and Dota 2? And if so, what do you think of them?
No, I have not tried LL or League or HON, and I just didn't feel that they were as good as Dota. From watching in local LAN cafes and stuff.
Are you doing anything apart from Dota at the moment, or are you solely focused on Dota at the moment? Are you studying? Are you doing anything else, or what's your?
I was studying, but when the international came out, I had to take a break from school because I wasn't able to take the exams. Yeah. So I was on leave for a semester.
Now, I know you haven't played League of Legends, but I want to ask you a question about it. What do you think of it as an esport? Yeah, it gets a very large audience, like a much larger audience than Dota 2 at the moment. It's arguably a much simpler game. Do you think that it's a true esport?
I wouldn't say it's not an esport, but it just takes less effort and time to practice the game. Because I heard there was something like there was no denies and you can't really dive towers, and such as your Rex response in 5 minutes or in something. So you don't really need to practice as individual level as like Dota. And yeah, you just need to work on the team play and stuff. While Dota, there's a lot of things you have to work on, like the drafts, the individual play, and the synergy of the teamwork and stuff. So I think Dota is much a harder game than LL.
So I don't know if you know this, but Blizzard is coming out with another MOBA game. They're coming out with a game called Dota All Stars, or it's called All Stars, Blizzard All Stars. Do you think there's just going to be too many MOBA games, or do you think the market is big enough for all these different types of MOBA games?
I think the market is already at its peak there. You can't have so many competitive mobile games. LL has already quite a lot of viewers, and Dota too. Dota is the upcoming one, and I don't think anyone will just switch just like that.
When I say the following team member's name, say the first thing the first word that comes to your head. Okay, Ice.
Troll.
XY.
Skillful.
Loader.
Talks a lot.
HY.
Commander.
Is there anything that you would like to see changed in Dota 2 that's currently not in the game, or is currently in the game and you would like to see it removed, or anything like that?
Anything? You mean like heroes?
You can change heroes, you can change mechanics, anything. If you sat down with Ice Frog one day and he said, I want you to change one thing about Dota, you can do anything you want,
I think I'll change the Dota 2. There's this, I think it's I don't know, is it a bug or something, like you can hear spells used in fog, like in Roshan fights you can hear Furon summoning Treants, you can hear those sound, yeah.
So do you think that's a bug, or?
I'm not sure it's a bug or it's meant to be, but I think it's quite broken. Like, you know, when someone's near, like you hear a blink in the fog, and then you know someone is right near there. Yeah.
When you played Starcraft 2, did you see how much of an esports it could be? Because obviously it's got a very good audience. There's a lot of people that watch it as an esport. Could you see when you played it that, you know, I understand why people think this is a very good esports title?
It's kind of very strategic and how you react to the game. Because before I went to Starcraft 2, my micro was really very bad. And so I took time and just went to play Starcraft 2 and built up my micro. And I went back to Dota, it was better.
So would you say that your time spent playing Starcraft 2 actually helped you in Dota 2?
Yeah, I did consider wanting to play Starcraft 2 competitive, but yeah, I didn't have an account to play.
Do you have like a favourite single player game that you like to play or that you've played?
Command & Conquer, Tiberian Sun, the whole Command & Conquer trilogy. Yeah.
After your time at the International, depending on how well it goes, do you plan on playing Dota 2 full time now that you've taken a break from your studies, or do you think you're going to go back to studying after you finish, maybe with the International, or in a few months or years time?
Well, if I have a chance to go China and play, yeah, then I'll do it full time. If not, maybe just wait for the team to, you know, disband and stuff. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
I would say thanks for supporting me, for those who know me, and for those who don't, just keep an eye, and yeah.